welcome. My name is Tia and you've reached my Calm Creations YouTube channel where I share all my little bits and pieces that I've been working on. So today's FlossTube is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, I've got a special guest with me. This is Nicole from Divinely Design Studios, and we have been together for the weekend and we've shopped and we've stitched and we've talked and we've eaten and we've had a great time. It's going to be sad to see the day come to an end. However, we are going to be doing this week's a little bit differently. So I've had my FlossTube over on Nicole's channel. So if you want to see what I've been up to, you can head over there and I will link it all below. And so today we're going to talk to Nicole about what she's been doing. So what have you been up to, Nicole?
Well, I haven't had a very stitchy week, so if any of you do follow me over on Divinely Designs, because I do know that a couple of subscribers have come over before. So basically I am in School of Magical Stitches with Tia, and I have had my homework and we had to stitch 1,000 stitches on a project. So this week I've been a little bit of a monogamous stitcher. Ooh, which is very rare for me.
Very unusual.
I don't normally do that. So we had to stitch on a piece. We had two prompts to choose from. We had to stitch on a piece either that would hold you up away from the world because the Wicked Queen was a bit of a recluse, or something that has taken your heart and you're just so in love with. Well, my Halloween Quaker falls into both of those categories. Now, I've been doing this, I got it last year, and I've been doing this full on this year. It's my focus piece. So, I'll put a picture for you because I'm editing this so before we go our separate ways. So there's a picture here of the Halloween Quaker. That's what it looks like. And I still have a few stitches to put in. I haven't quite hit, actually I still have a lot of stitches to put in.
For your 1,000? For
my 1,000,
okay.
Yeah. I've got to get to my 1,000. So I started on, I've been on page 1 and I've gone over into page 2. So you can see here I've got my little witch's foot starting to happen. I've got the moon in, and I've also got the broom starting to go up, and there's a witch that's sitting here and she's flying through the night sky. So I've got so far out of my 1,000 about 400 stitches. So the witch will actually get me over the 1,000. So hopefully I will get my homework done
today and tomorrow.
So we are going to the meetup here in Brisbane today, which is the 23rd of February.
Yep.
And so we've got some good stitching time. I think we've got 4 or 5 hours there. So I should get a good ton of stitching in. Normally on a Sunday I work on my Hade, but today I'm not. I'm working.
No.
Yep, I'm just being a monogamous stitcher. It's a bit strange.
Isn't it odd?
It is very odd because I've never been a monogamous stitcher.
No.
I just started because I have the attention span of a gnat.
Yes.
Basically. That's what it comes down to.
And see, I used to be. I used to like starting and finishing a project.
Yeah.
And now I've just gone the opposite direction where I've got like 500 things on the go.
Come with us. Yes. I've got a lot. But I have had a lot of finishes this year too.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So that's all I've worked on this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, and what about haul? So yesterday we had our little shopping experience here in Brisbane. We found a couple of little LNS stores that we visited, and they made us feel very welcome.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
It sure was. So what did you buy, Nicole? If you want to see what I bought, you have to head over to Nicole's FlossTube.
Yep.
And on there will be my little haul. So
we've swapped channels for the day, basically. And it's actually quite fun. I'm actually really enjoying it.
It's different.
So you just never know. We might end up doing this a couple of times a year, and we've also talked about doing like a virtual FlossTube together and all the rest of it. So you might have to keep an eye out for something like that.
Something different.
Yeah. So yesterday we went to the first store we went to was called All Threads Embroidery, and oh my god, I just felt I can't I cannot say enough about this store.
We walked in and literally fell on the floor. stayed there.
Literally, we sat on the floor. We were sitting in the doorway on the floor. People were walking in and just giggling because
Around us.
we were in there for the long haul, basically.
Yes.
So we had a bit of a rummage. We've got some footage of that, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the videos, a separate video, I think, might be the best way to go, because it's going to be a bit lengthy because we spent almost 2.5 hours in there. We actually got an interview too with the lady in the first shop.
We did. Her
she
name was Karen.
Yes,
she was very
very nice. And her assistant
Sophia.
Yep, she was beautiful soul.
Yes.
So Sophia is a cross stitcher.
Yes.
And Karen was everything, basically.
She did the majority of all the models in the store, and they were just divine.
Yeah, they were absolutely gorgeous.
So based on that, what did you buy?
I wanted to buy the whole store.
Yes.
I didn't. I showed some restraint. Now, not much restraint, I did show some restraint. So the first thing that I came across was some patterns. And these patterns, I couldn't have timed that better. It went straight into the bag.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, that was good. So these patterns, I first seen these over on Country Stitches, is one of my favourite channels that I watch. So they're by Just Nan, and they are little tiny mice that she does. And they basically just a little ornament, and they're about 1.5 inches big, maybe 2 inches.
On the back it just says 2 by 3.5.
So if you do it on on 32 count, they're 2 inches, about 2 inches by 3.5. But they're only little. They're about this big,
cute.
And they're super cute. So you can see there. That's what they look like. So I got that one, and that's going to go with my Halloween quake. I'm going to put a little shelf underneath that, and I'm going to have like little Halloween type things up on the wall. It comes with all the little bits and pieces. So the little hat is in there and all the rest of it. And when I stitch this, you will see that over on my channel. And then the next one that I could not go past. Is the little hedgehog. How gorgeous is that?
Yeah.
And she had that one, both of these as a sample in the store, and the kit includes a brass button, black beads, a white tip applique pin, and the green leaf that you can see. So the materials that you need for these are polyfill or cotton ball wools for the stuffing, and some straight pins for
so you
his
don't
spines.
need anything really.
No.
And they're all going to be supplies that you
have readily available.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I mean, if you're any sort of crafty, you've got all this sort of stuff hanging around your craft room.
They are gorgeous.
The next one I got, which is just taken off on me, is My Soul is Fed with Needle and Thread, and it is a heart and hands, and that's it there. So that's a little round that I'm going to do. So that's super cute. I seen that. I think the first time I seen that was over on Priscilla and Chelsea's. I think they had it.
Yeah.
Or
I'd say so.
Or Country Stitches, one of the two. But you can see there, it's a little tomato pin cushion in a spool of thread. And yeah, so that's
really cute.
Yeah, it's super cute. And I've got an idea how I'm going to actually put that in a tart tin, in a larger tart tin.
Cute.
The next one I got was a Mill Hill kit. So a couple of months ago, I got a diamond one, and this one I've seen yesterday, and I thought that will go really well with it. So that is Frosty, and it comes with the little button, star button there for it. So that's super cute. I'm happy with that. And then I got myself a needle slide. I seen these for the first time too over on Country Stitches. Country Stitches enables me for so much, I'm telling you now. So I've got this. So it's a slide, and your needles go in it, and it's got a magnet in the bottom. So, and then it slides close. So your needles don't flop around in your,
good idea.
and you don't stab yourself. So it's a great gift idea, really. Like it even says on the
I'm forever losing mine.
So yeah, so I thought that's good because I can just chuck that in my cross stitch bag and
off you go.
Off we go. And then, of course, I had to get some Weeks Dye Works. So I am a huge fan of Weeks Dye Works. I've got a ton of them.
I've never used them.
At home. And I also like Classic Colour Works as well, but I like Weeks better. Probably because I've got a lot of them too, so I use them more.
Well, the store had every variety of silks. They were from Canada, they were from South Africa, they were from America, they were lots of over-dyed flosses there she had.
Yeah, there was tons there. So basically I got hazelnut, Bordeaux and grasshopper because I'm almost out of grasshopper, but I don't have these two colours. So now I have them in my master set and I can use them for different things, because a lot of the time any charts that I come across, like the recent one, which is my long dog sampler, I swapped out all of the gentle art threads for Weeks Dye Works, and all I'd done was just done a Google search for the colour in the gentle arts, and then found a colour in front of me. So so I've got those now, and
they're things you can slowly build up.
Yeah,
it's not something that you have to have all at once.
No, so I'll just grab a couple, but they have Classic Colour Works, the Weeks Dye Works. They have a whole range of different silks and all that sort of stuff. I must say, when you see the video, the South African silk packs that they had there by Chameleon, absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And then I'm also into hand embroidery and stuff like that as well. I don't just do cross stitch. I got myself a candle wicking. It's a cushion. It's a kit. Comes with everything. So I got that as well. And this is actually going to be a tutorial over on my channel.
So you have to stay tuned for that one.
Yeah. So
make sure you go over and like and subscribe.
And don't forget to put the thumbs up, because that helps us all get
and
seen.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell. Ring the bell. Isn't there a song, Ring My Bell?
Ring My Bell, yeah. Colette, her name was.
Yeah.
And back the 80s.
When you said that, it just came into my mind. But that's all I got from All Threads.
Okay, and then we went to, where did we go?
Peppermint Stitches, yes.
Peppermint Stitches.
So I didn't get anything at Peppermint Stitches because it was predominantly just patchwork fabric, and I actually have a little
patchwork fabric store.
I don't really need to buy any more fabric. If I've got a store, I don't need to buy fabric.
No, you don't.
So then we had a bit of a rummage around in there. They didn't have too much. They had beautiful samples of cross stitch and everything up on the wall. They had a ton of mirabilias done, and you decided that you're not going to do a mirabilia just on that because they were so big.
Yeah.
And a lot of work.
Yeah, lots of beads and no. We'll leave that one there.
Yeah, so that was good for Mia to go and Tia. I've got a granddaughter named Mia. Tia to go over and get to see them actually stitched out, because you don't know when you see them through the FlossTube how big they actually are. The only reason that I knew that they were big is because Anna from My Ranellis, she had showed it on her channel, and I'm like, holy hell, they're huge.
I mean, I see them as the ladies are stitching, the men are stitching them, but you see them either in the Q-snap or you don't see them in real life. And these are massive pieces.
Yeah, they are. And like they had a whole row, well, they had about 12 or 13 of them along
two walls.
Yep. And they had huge samplers by, the usual suspects that do all the samplers and all the rest of it. So, but they didn't have a lot in stock. They had a lot of fabric. So they had some Picture This Plus fabric. Yep. They had some Weeks Dye Works fabrics.
Some DMC fabrics.
And some DMC and some Zygarde fabrics. But we didn't grab any because we didn't really need any of that.
No.
But yeah, there wasn't a great deal in charts and stuff like that.
No, not for what we were looking for.
Yeah, not to our taste even.
No,
really.
No.
So it was a little bit different stuff. They didn't. They had some Prairie Schooler there, and they had some Country Cottage Needleworks.
Yes, they did.
They had some Barbara Ann designs as well.
Yep.
And that was really it. The other ones were not as popular.
No, they were probably a lot of older charts.
Yeah, Linen and Lace was there, Nora Corbett, the Mirabilias, all that sort of stuff were there. So it wasn't really our cup of tea, and we sort of didn't worry about getting any fabric because, I didn't need any.
No, I didn't either.
I need fabric like a hole in the head.
Yes, that's right.
So then we went...
Where did we go?
We went to Spotlight. Now, we had all intentions of filming our journey around Spotlight. Yeah, that didn't happen.
No.
We got busy shopping.
It was... So, where I live on the Gold Coast, we've got a very small, sort of half-size store. Well, probably even a quarter. So, we can get all our basic stuff there.
Yeah.
And this one in Brisbane was a full size.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big in store, so
it was huge.
we sort of got in there, had a look around, then we sort of went in our separate ways, found some bargains. I walked in the door and I wasn't even in there for 2 minutes, and I found what I was looking for.
Well, you weren't even looking for it. It found you.
Yeah, it sort of found me. So a couple of weeks ago on my channel, I said that I was getting a dough bowl from overseas.
Yes, I remember.
Essentially, it was coming from China. It got... with all the it got coronavirus and wasn't allowed to fly out, so it didn't. But
shouldn't joke about these things.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't joke about it because it is a very serious thing. But I ended up cancelling it because it got held up. Then they extended it. It went past the extension because there's a fly ban with stuff coming out of there. So I just cancelled it and they refunded my money, which was great.
Perfect.
But this is the one that I got. Now this is in raw. It's called Mediterranean Summer Bowl. It is in the Ombre home range that it's new to Spotlight. This was all in the new section. So it's very light. I was quite surprised how light it was.
Very light.
It's basically roughly done. You can see that. But I have the potential now to actually stain this how I want it. So the one that I was getting from overseas was already stained and... It was sort of in the colour that I wanted, but this one's even better because I can actually do it how I want now. And so I'm probably going to do a little bit of a tutorial on that over on my channel and show you what I do with it. And then I'm going to put all of my small pieces that I finished in January and other pieces that I finish and sit that in there. So I've got that.
And have them on display.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy with that, and it was only $23. So
bargain.
I was happy with that. And then,
and that's in the brand new range of their Ombre.
Yeah. They, I did take a little bit of footage of the new range to show you because there are some really good things there that you can use for displaying your cross stitch. Yeah. So keep an eye out. That's
what we were on a mission for, was to try and find different finishes, different ideas on how we can display our pieces. Yeah. So, well done. But that's gorgeous.
I did get some fabric. For my project, some different fabric that I don't have from Spotlight.
So Nicole is launching on the 1st of March her project bag range for cross stitches and crafters. So what it will be is a vinyl front project bag, a grime guard to protect your piece as you're stitching, and also a thread bed, which is a little small fabric mat where you can put your thread, you can house your needle and nothing falls off and gets lost. So on the 1st of March, keep an eye out for those. You can visit Nicole's website. And so she bought a stack of
different fabrics that I don't actually have
yesterday, which we're not going to show you because it's a surprise.
Surprise.
So well done. You had a good day shopping. Well, we got home and we were just zonked. Our feet were sore. We were hungry.
We didn't stop for lunch.
No, we didn't.
We didn't stop for a coffee. Like, we were women on a mission.
We were, and we were driving all over this strange city that, well, I've never driven around Brisbane, but...
I did all right. We had a bit of a roundabout one when we were coming home, back to the unit, so that was fun.
But we made it safely. We're all alive and happy. So we got to stitch a little bit last night, which was wonderful. So we are going to do a little bit of a Q&A and follow some prompts that we've found called Know Your Needleworker. And I'm going to be asking Nicole, and we're going to get to know her a little bit better, and we will get started with that. So the first one is, Nicole, where do you live?
I live in a small country town, so we are in Brisbane right now, and I'm about 3 hours northwest of Brisbane. So for anybody looking on the map, look up Brisbane, then go northwest to a town called Kingaroy. It is the peanut capital of Australia.
Peanut capital?
Yes.
Wow.
Kingaroy peanuts are quite famous.
Okay.
Yes, and they are also known around the world as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's where I live.
Okay. Yep. So that's funny about those peanuts. We were on Virtual Stitches last night, and Sammy J and Megan were talking about a restaurant where you can go. Now, this just completely blows my mind. Where you're served, I don't know, how are they served? Are they an appetizer or is it a peanut?
They have big barrels, I think, and basically you just scoop a whole heap out.
Right.
And then they're on your table and stuff like that, yeah.
And so you shell these peanuts, you eat them, and you just throw the shells on the floor.
And they never clean it up, apparently.
And they never clean it up. I was like, well, who cleans it up? They just don't.
So if you're wondering what we're talking about, I'm pretty sure in an old movie, a Clint Eastwood movie, he's actually in one of those restaurants where they do that. And I think it's the Any Which Way You Can ones.
We'll have to have a look because that just fascinates me, and that it's actually a real thing.
It is a real thing, yeah.
So there you go. Right, interesting fact for the day.
Yeah, that's the factoid for today.
Okay, so, and what do you do for a living? This is my favourite part.
Okay, so I have done many things over my life, but for the last 10 years, I have actually been a long arm quilter. That's my day job. And that's what I do. And I also do YouTube as a sideline, although it is becoming more of a full-time
It is full-time.
Basically, during the day, I stitch on everybody else's quilts. So I have a long arm machine and I finish people's quilts. So I'm what you would consider a finisher. I don't necessarily make quilts for people, although I do that occasionally, so most of the time people bring their quilts to me, I load them in my long arm machine and then I stitch a pretty pattern over it for them. Most people take their quilts away and put the binding on themselves, but more and more these days I'm getting people are getting me to put their bindings on as well, so they get their quilt back ready to use and they don't have to worry.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what I do, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, that would just be, it's something that you'd probably really struggle to lose interest in because it's so different.
Yeah, it's different.
Every day would be different. So you've got that variety of, different fabrics and different patterns. And
most definitely. And the best thing is I don't have to make the quilts.
No.
I just get to finish them all. And then I also do teaching as well. So I run sewing retreats, and we've just gone into the sewing cross-stitch retreats as well. And Tia's seen a sample of what's to come.
Yes. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. We're in we'll be in negotiations this week for our property.
101.
Yeah, like it's nice.
It is beautiful.
So you have to keep an eye out for that. So that's basically what I do: sewing retreats, YouTube, and quilting. And with the sewing retreats, I teach the classes and stuff up there. So yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so do you have any children?
I do. Yes. I have, like yourself, I have a few.
A small number of them.
Yes, a small number of them. I have 4 kids. Right. I have a 27-year-old son who has his own family. He's got 4 kids himself. Three, four. Oh, I'm losing count. And because they've only just recently had one. So 4.
Yes.
We don't see each other as much, very much, but we do communicate through the usual things, phone and all that sort of stuff. Yep.
Social media.
Yeah, social media and all that sort of stuff. Then I have a daughter that's just about to turn 21.
Oh, yes.
Then I have a 15-year-old daughter and I have a 13-year-old daughter. Fantastic. So lots of girls. Then I also have a granddaughter that lives with me that belongs to the 21-year-old. She's in a crisis in her life, so we're looking after her child until she sorts herself out.
And she's a sprightly little thing, isn't she?
Oh, she is.
A box of fluffies.
She's full on. She's full on. She's hanging with Poppy this weekend, so she'll be in the truck. By the time I get home, she'll be in the truck for 5 days. So she's been out trucking with Poppy, and they're best mates. Just ask her, she'll tell you.
That's fantastic. Okay, so other than stitching, what hobbies do you have?
Well, I'm only sort of new to stitching.
Right.
I started cross stitching last year, so I have a myriad of different hobbies. I love to read and horse ride, so that's something that I like to do, although I'm not horse riding as much as I'd like to because I don't own my own horse anymore, and I'm in town. Yes. So that makes it, even though I live in...
they're expensive.
Yes, and we're trying to pay off our mortgage, so horse had to go. So I like to read, I like to craft, any sort of craft is right up my alley. I do in the last 10 years, quilting has been my passion. And then I started cross-stitching last year, so in May.
You've gone down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole. I haven't come out yet.
No, she's still down there.
I'm still being Alice. What can I say? I'm still being Alice.
Alice.
Yeah, so reading, horse riding and quilting are probably my main hobbies.
See, lots of people say cooking. I don't like cooking.
I used to like cooking.
I like baking.
Yeah, I used to like baking. and cooking too. Like I like to create new meals and stuff like that. But
No.
my family are very ungrateful when it comes to cooking, so I stopped.
If I have to stir it, it's homemade. No, I don't. If I can put it in the microwave,
You're
be
good.
done. Pizza, microwave,
Yep. Good.
dinner.
Done. As if we're finished. I'm stitching.
My husband, on the other hand, he's quite an exotic.
Okay.
He loves cooking. His mum's a fabulous cook. So I just eat dinner.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Well, see, when we go and do our retreats, Beck and I do all the cooking, all the main cooking. She helps with all the preparations. So we do a lot of prep and whatnot.
So
and
all the meals are provided?
Yeah, all the meals are provided, and they're all homemade.
Fantastic.
Yeah, occasionally I might buy, like quiches and stuff like that. I generally do homemade.
Yeah.
Occasionally I might buy a lasagna or something like that.
If it's convenience of that,
if
you can
it's
just whack it in the oven.
Yeah, if it's a small retreat, it's cheaper to, it keeps the price down.
Fantastic.
To make the food and all that sort of stuff.
Brilliant.
And, so that's what we do.
Okay, so what is your favourite movie?
That's easy, Die Hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm an action girl. My
Right.
husband's a chick flick girl. I say that all the time.
Oh, that's so funny.
I say to him, "You're a girl. You're so a girl. you're a teenage girl trapped in a man's
Does he watch
body."
maths?
He watches all terrible TV.
Does he?
Trashy TV.
That's hysterical.
He watches things like Mallrats and those iconic movies and stuff like that.
Yep.
He's a scaredy cat when it comes to horror movies,
Right,
whereas
yes.
I don't mind a bit of a horror movie. I walk through the
I'm
room.
with him on that, no.
Yeah, I walked through the room the other day, and he was watching a movie, and I sort of heard it in the background. I didn't really look, and I went, "Isn't this a little bit scary for you?" And it was a suspense one. And
He's sitting on the edge of his
and he goes, "It is a little bit."
Oh, that's
I just looked at him and went, "Oh my God, you girl!"
It's so funny.
But I like an action movie, so
Yep.
Die Hard is my favourite. There's a saying in the first one, whereas yippee-ki-yay,
Yes.
bip bip bip.
Yes.
That is my favourite saying, especially when I've got a few drinks under my belt. It tends to
Right.
come out a little bit, and I've even got a cross stitch with that saying on it.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, I have seen that.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to stitch that up.
I do like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he's good. I don't mind him. I like Mel Gibson movies as
Yeah.
well, so they're probably my two favourite action heroes.
Very good.
But I watch any action movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And that, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's
good.
me.
Okay, so next number 7 is along the same lines as what is your favourite TV show?
Well, see, that's a hard one because that changes all the time.
Okay. Yep.
But my all-time favourite would have to be Friends.
Ah.
I've watched it. I'm on my. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've watched it.
I've got the box set of DVDs.
Well, it's on Netflix or Stan, one of them, and I just have it on in the background, and I just love it. I think it's great. It just really.
I love Ross's humour.
Yeah, Joey cracks me up.
Oh, and Joey. How are you doing?
That's funny.
Yes.
But I have it. I'll be cross stitching, and it'll just be playing on my computer, and I'll be giggling away and all the rest of it. But that's one of my favourites.
I have to agree. That's a good.
At the moment, I'm watching Outlander, The Crown. There's lots of shows that I watch, but I do watch. Oh, and Big Bang Theory is another one that I like to watch too. So, they're probably
humour.
Yeah, that'd probably be. And see, Sheldon reminds me of my husband. Just the stupid things that he does, and I just look at him when my husband. This is just a little funny thing that my husband does. Okay, I put a plate of food down in front of him. Okay, and he every time will spin it 360. And he turns it so it's back to the same way that I've placed it down in front of him. So if the meat is at the front of the plate and I've put it down in front of him, the meat's in front of him, he'll turn the plate all the way around until it's back in front of him again. I don't know. I don't know.
Does he know why?
No, because it was years. We were together for years, and I'm like, why do you do that? And he goes, do what? I'm like, you spin your plate, and you've just turned it to exactly where it was. And
Isn't that bizarre?
And he didn't realise that he'd done it, and he's like, oh my God. And then another thing that he does is he doesn't put his toes, he walks when he walks, he's got a thing, he doesn't like feet.
Right.
And he won't put his toes all the way down on the ground. And
So he walks on the balls of his...
No, he walks normally, but when he's standing still, his toes are just lifted up, sort of off the ground. They won't touch the ground. They must be super sensitive or something.
Right.
And he didn't believe me because I got a photo and I looked at... And I went... Your toes are off the ground. Because I never had said anything to him. I just thought it was very funny that that's what he did. And he goes, what? I put my toes on the ground. I'm like, I'm telling you now, you don't. And he went and asked his friend, and his friend goes, no, man, you don't put your toes down on the ground.
Isn't that funny? Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Just little things that
you learn something new every day.
And it just every time I watch Big Bang Theory, I just like, yeah, that's Brennan.
That's really funny. Okay, so this will be an easy one. Well, maybe not easy. So the next one is, what is your favourite book?
Oh, there are too many favourites.
Yes.
I do like... there's so many books out there.
Yeah.
Like I've read so many books in my life.
Can't pinpoint one favourite. Is there one that you've read?
Anna Green Gables is my all-time favourite.
Multiple. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Anna Green Gables is my favourite.
Yep.
And my favourite vampire series is
yes.
Charlene Harris' True Blood.
Yes.
I've read all those. I love those. I've read them a couple of times.
I do like vampire books too.
Yeah. So I never really got into the Anne Rice ones, but I might revisit them a bit in the next year or so.
I did all the 50 Shades and sort of just flick through.
Yeah.
The storyline was sweet, but you know, a bit of a love story. But yeah, but I do like
tragic love story.
Yes, tragic love story. Yes. But yeah, I agree. I like good vampire books too.
Yeah. So Anna Green Gables is my all-time favourite, and I'd have to say that Charlene Harris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So next is, what is your favourite music?
Easy Eagles and Creedence Clearwater.
Yes.
And I'm fairly eclectic though. I listen to anything.
Yep.
I do like good rave music too, club music. You know, your doof music. I don't mind that. Get into that.
When you're vacuuming.
Yeah. Party on out through the house because I don't get to go anywhere because I've got kids. Madonna for the 80s.
Yes.
And Wham. So tragic.
Yes. Gotta love George.
Yeah, and then just basically doof music through the 90s and early 2000s. But I've always gone back to Creedence and Eagles.
Yeah, I agree. I love both of those too.
Yep.
Okay, so what one word best describes you?
Loyal.
Yes.
To a fault.
Yep.
And I'd have to say loyal.
I like loyal.
Loyal and hardworking.
Yep.
Yeah, which fall under the same category really.
Well, they do. Yes. That's great. I like those.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that comes to the end of our questions for the Get to Know Your Needle Worker. And so, Nicole, what are your plans?
Okay, so I don't know what homework is yet from School of Magical Stitches because that drops today.
Yes.
So for the first part of today, we're going to go and do our little stitchy meetup.
Yes.
Only the organiser knows that I'm turning up.
So once a month, the Brisbane cross-stitching group have a meetup. So this is our first time going. We're going to head along and meet some other fellow cross-stitchers and spend the day with them stitching and chatting and whatever else goes on. So we're looking
because
forward
we
to
don't
that.
know.
We don't know them.
Yep.
So we're going to go and say hello and
gate crash
and spend the day with them. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I do know one lady that is going.
Okay.
Jenny Duke. She's going. So that'll be good to catch up with her. She comes to my retreats quite often, and there's a lady that is coming to 2 of my retreats that I'll meet for the first time. She'll recognise me, but I won't recognise her. Because she's seen me on...
Because you know us, but we don't know you.
So that's going to be a little bit different.
Yep.
But other than that, I will just be working on... I've got my extra credit. I've got to get another 900 stitches into... Apart from that 1,000, I've got to get another 900 stitches in by next Saturday. It's the 29th. Yeah, Saturday for extra credit for School of Magical Stitches.
Yes.
I've also got a sale starting up, which is the Country Cottage Needleworks Autumn Sale.
Yes.
So, and we have a giveaway over on our channel at the moment. So don't forget to head over there, watch episode 26 and 25 and get your entries in.
Yes. So to enter, you need to comment watch the videos, answer the question in the comments.
Yep.
And Nicole will tally up all your entries, and you can go on the draw to win. Oh, look, she's
there it is. Yeah, there we go.
So it's a copy of the Country Cottage Needleworks chart, the autumn. So you can be into it, and you can stitch that along with us come the 29th of February.
Yep. And if you leave a comment down below saying I want to stitch the autumn here on Tia's channel, you will also go into the entry for that as well.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Nicole.
No worries, not a problem. So it's a cute little chart, so that's it there. And I'll put a picture here so you can see it a little bit clearer, because sometimes you can't see it too clear from the chart. So I'll put a close up there for you. And yeah, so don't forget, I want to stitch the autumn down below. Leave a comment, and you can go into the entry for that as well. So you don't own, and if you go over and leave a comment on those other 2 videos, that will give you 3 entries into it.
3 entries, so you've got a good chance. So get your entries in, and if there's anything else you want to tell us that you're why you love autumn, then go right ahead, and we'll have a look at those, and you'll be entered.
Yeah, so that's happening.
Any other news?
No, not really. I start my my long dog sale on the 29th as well. So with Erin 2 Martini Stitches, and yeah, so that's pretty much
fantastic. So who have you been watching on YouTube?
Oh, the usual suspects. The usual suspects. The new one that I've come across is Autumn Lane. They're a designer.
Okay.
They've just dropped their first FlossTube, so I watched that the other day.
I haven't watched them.
They are the cutest couple ever. Like,
are they husband and wife?
Yeah, husband and wife. They design under the umbrella of Autumn Lane Stitchery, I think it is.
Yep.
And they're on Etsy and whatnot. But yeah, they're quite funny to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, my husband couldn't cross stitch to save himself.
Well, he doesn't cross stitch; he just designs.
Oh, okay. So he designs and she stitches them.
Yeah, and they've got model stitches and stuff like that. So they've got a video that goes for about an hour. My favourite FlossTube channels, well, that changes from time to time, but I usually watch Carla being crafty.
Oh yes.
And I also watch the other Carla with a C, which is Rolodex Stitches.
Yes.
Country Stitches is another one. Deb and Liz, I watch them.
Yep.
They're great. I learn a lot from them. They enable me a lot. That's where I found the Just Nan. And 2 Martini Stitches and Married with Stitches. There's a lot that I watch because I do have it playing in the background, sort of like a podcast.
I do too.
Yeah, and so there are a lot that I watch. And the other one that I found just recently is Steel City Stitches. There's four girls that do videos, and their videos usually go for about an hour, a little bit longer, and they're all 4 different personalities, but they are fun to watch.
And they're all together when they're filming?
Sometimes they're separate, but most of the time, the last recent ones, they've all been together.
That's great.
Yeah, so they're pretty good. They're on Instagram as well. So you can also follow me over on Instagram as Divinely Design Studio, and I'm also in Facebook as well. As
I will link everything below so that you can click on the links, and that will take you directly to Nicole's social media world, and you can follow along with all the craziness of her crafty life and
it's insane. It really is.
Whatever else she's been up to. So I think that's about it from us. Yep. We've, again, if you want to see what I've been doing this week and part of last week, you can head over to Nicole's channel, which will be linked below, and you can see what I've been doing, what I've been stitching, my little bit of haul, and our little bit of our shopping experience yesterday, and so I think that's about it.
I'm also going to be putting a video on both channels of our little shopping tour as well, so you'll get to actually see what we did.
Shops.
What we did. As I said, we got to Spotlight and it didn't happen. So, but you'll get to see an interview.
Get to meet Karen.
Yep.
So Karen is the owner of All Threads Embroidery.
Yep.
And one of her staff members, Sophia. Karen was very welcoming, and you'll see that in the video. And her store was just stunning.
Yeah, she was very obliging to us.
She was indeed.
She was very obliging, and we really do thank you for letting us come to your store and
making ourselves at home.
And actually talking to us at the end of the time of us being there, and just telling us a little bit about your website and all that sort of stuff. So thank you, Karen. Thank you, Sophia.
Karen. And thank you all for coming by today, and we will see you all again next week.
Don't forget to like, hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell.
Ring my bell.
And leave a comment down below, and let's help Tia get seen on YouTube.
Fantastic.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone. Bye.
Bye.